We have hit a point this morning where I am finally a little chilly. That means the deer should be up and on their feet. I'm excited about this morning. Like I said earlier in the house, we moved the lock on to a new spot, and yeah, I'm excited to see what I see this morning. See what comes in. I think I'm a lot better, well hid in this tree that I'm in now. So I should have plenty of time. It's kind of a beginner cameraman setup, so I should have plenty of time to get on the deer, make a good shot, all that mess. So yeah, let's see what happens this morning. I'm pumped. I'm walking in a little late, as you can see behind me. The sun's starting to come up, but I'm gonna get in here and get in this stand and hopefully get a deer killed this morning. Again, I'd like to kill one more doe before I go to buck hunting. Just have enough meat to hold me over through November, December. But if a buck comes slipping through, if I like him, I'll sure let it fly on him. So y'all stay tuned. I got a good feeling it's about to get crazy out here. So I'll see y'all in the next couple 100 yards up in my stand. Alright folks, we are in a new tree this morning. Wind's kind of blowing straight this way, which is good because if you look behind me, the deer have been bedding back there. And I'm just feeling very confident about it. I got a trail right here in front of me. It's only about 15 yards, but I got a lot of good cover down here in front of me. And got a little slough running through right here beside me. I don't know, I have a good feeling about this morning. So, I actually have such a good feeling that I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna get on trying to kill a deer. I will see y'all then. I tell you what, I've been sitting here for about 2.5 hours. And I ain't seen nothing. Probably 20 squirrels. I got squirrels all around me. I know there's deer in here. I know for a fact there's deer in here. I'm only about 150 yards from the last spot I was sitting in. And once again, just like the last video, through a long ways to the woods, I can see deer moving up in here. I'm just slowly getting home, starting to figure them out. And yeah, I know they're in here. It's just, where are they now? If I don't see nothing by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm probably gonna get down and go sight in the old muzzleloader for tomorrow and see if I can't get one with the old smoke bowl in the morning. The old round ball. But yeah, so far folks, this morning has not been very productive, and I know it bums me out, and I'm sure it bums a lot of you out too whenever you're pumped about a spot, the weather's right, the wind's perfect, and the deer just don't play the way you want them to. It happens, but it's not over yet, so I'm gonna hang in here. Y'all just hang in there with me. I'll see you when hopefully there's a deer. Man. Drilled her. Absolutely drilled her. Finally got a deer on camera. I saw blood shoot out. I finally got a deer on camera. I don't care what anybody says. I have worked hard to kill that deer, and granted, I didn't see her fall, but I saw the blood. I have worked so hard to kill that deer. I have had 2 misses and 5 attempts with a deer in bow range. I came out here, I spent all the money on this camera, all the money on all this equipment to start living my dream, and that's just to be able to post this stuff and show people this stuff. I don't know if I got her completely on camera because she was almost out of frame when I drew back, but I hope I did. I'm sorry I'm taking up so bad. And yes, it was just a doe, but it's the first one I've gotten on camera. And we played this game of back and forth, cat and mouse, and she kept catching me. She kept catching me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so jacked. Oh. She kept catching me. And I'd have to freeze and hold my bow and be still. Oh. But we played that game of cat and mouse. And there was actually 2 does come in. She was smaller than 2 does. But I don't care. Oh my gosh. I'm so fired up right now. I'm gonna take a minute to calm down. Call my dad and everything. And try to find this deer. Alright folks, I'm heading to go get Dad to come help me track this deer. I went to the spot where I shot it and I didn't find any blood right off, which I thought was weird because I definitely saw blood fly out. But I also didn't look too hard. I just know I'm going to need help, so I just ran out of the woods real quick to go grab my dad real quick and help me out. So we're going to go see if we can't find this deer. This tracking job is being tough, but we finally started finding more blood. We didn't find blood for like the first 40, 50 yards. So finally started finding blood.
Is that it over there or is that something else? That's something else, isn't it? Yeah, because there's the tracks.
Yeah, there's tracks right there.
There's blood in the tracks up there. See on that leaf. Right there.
Blood right here.
Blood right here.
Yeah, that's good blood right there.
Blood right here. Blood.
God, this drag's gonna suck.
Blood. Blood. I like it when it gets like this. Blood. Blood. Where'd you go?
Oh, look at this.
What?
Look at that.
Part of the lungs. So I said it's coming out her nose now. That's why it's so good. Once this starts, we do fine.
Oh. Oh my, I'll take it from I'll get in there and
I'm just trying to see. The blood's going right past through these trees here. Look here. Stood here and bled for a while.
she
Pouring. Going right down that trail. Keep going.
Right. Ooh, look at that.
Yep. That's pretty skinny far. From here.
Where'd you go? Which way did you go? Here's the blood.
I think she went that way.
This way?
Did you see any? Nope.
There's some right there.
Yeah, there's blood. That's right, she went right.
Another piece of her lung. Here's a good spot of blood right here. She cut back this way?
Right here. Right there. Right there.
Right there. Right there. Where'd she go? Well, folks, we have been searching for going on 5 hours now. This is the last spot of blood we found, which is now not really even liquidy anymore. You see in the past videos, I mean, we had blood everywhere. The only thing we can think is that somehow the deer wasn't dead, but the deer had an hour before I ever came looking for it. And it took us about 2 hours to get to this point. And when we got here, the last blood drop was pretty liquidy. So, I don't know. I know I shot the deer good. I know y'all couldn't see where the shot hit, but I saw exactly where the shot hit. And the blood showed that, you know, it was a double lung hit, and I had no doubt I was going to find this deer. But now here I am not finding the deer. So I don't know where I could have done better. I moved, got on the deer, done everything I was supposed to do. Picked that tree because I figured they're going to walk right past it, and they did exactly that. I don't know. That's all I got for you, I guess. I'm going to look a little bit more, but you got to know when to give. And oh, I should mention another problem. The hogs have been in here a lot, and this is all mainly dirt, and that's the direction the deer run. The deer run from here over straight into all this dirt. And me and my dad have gone back and forth through all this woodland, all the way until you can't see anymore that way, and all the way up here, looking for blood or anything. And we just ain't finding it at all. We're 300 yards from the shot. As the crow flies, according to Onyx. I'm not blaming the broadhead, I'm not blaming me, I'm not blaming the bow. Everything was perfect. Hit the deer exactly where I needed to. Somehow she just run forever. I don't see how she wasn't dead within 10 minutes of the shot, let alone 4 hours later. But I guess that's how this one's gonna end. Though I'm pretty mad, sad, I will not give up. Maybe, I mean, all I can do is go up from here, I guess. So, I just want to make it clear, like, we've We've been out here on our hands and knees crawling, looking for blood, looking for blood, looking for blood. And I know I didn't get much of that on video because I was just frustrated. So on the film it'll probably look like blood, 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 no blood. We give up, you know, but that's not how it happened. But yeah, this is, I guess, me pretty much giving up. I don't have a blood dog. I don't know anybody with a blood dog. So that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Well, folks, it looks like I have quite a bit of explaining to do, so I'll just go ahead and get into it. I got a couple points on here I want to show y'all again, and explain what happened and why it happened. So I guess we'll just get straight into it because this video is probably going to run a little long now. So let's get into it. It's a little high. Right there would be good. Right here at 10:37, I'm sure you all probably heard it. You'll hear a loud click, and it happens 2 times pretty close together. So I'll go ahead and play that for you. Right there. And you can see she heard it too. Basically what that was is I shoot an older style release. I had one that I was shooting for a while, and had a spring loaded trigger. I guess you could say it's more like a gun trigger. Wasn't one that just clicks, but over the past year I lost it, so I got a cheap release to get me by, and I actually shoot good with it, so I figured why change it, you know. So basically when this sucker's on me, I got it like this, and I was screwing with the camera arm, and when I'd let go of the camera arm and try to position my bow or something, when I'd let it go, a couple times I accidentally bumped it, and it made it click. So that's what happened those 2 times. Is I wasn't doing it intentionally, just, you know, I'm not gonna do that. Both times when it happened, I looked at her and I had a small heart attack on the inside. But yeah, that's what happened. We're about to get to the shot itself. Now I would like to explain that I do get a little jacked when I shoot deer, and if you don't like it, if you don't like people getting hyped, I know it was just a doe, but if you don't like when people get hyped when they shoot a deer, you go ahead, hit the road, because I love this stuff, and I don't care. When I put an arrow exactly where I want it to hit, exactly where the pin was sitting, it fires me up. And on the last video you heard me say my broadhead caused my arrow to plane a little bit. So I changed broadheads, and I got some fixed blades that shoot really good. And this video, I'm not blaming any of the bow, the broadhead, the arrow, nothing. Everything went the way it should have. I don't know how I could have done it any better. That being said, well, minus the camera being on the deer, like I thought it was, which I'll explain. But yeah, I'm very happy with how the broadhead did. Laid that deer open, punched right through the shoulder blade. Let's go ahead and get to the actual shot itself. I'm gonna have to do a little scrolling here. And I think it was 13:08, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty close right there. We'll go from 13:06. Alright, so here's the shot itself. Drilled her. And as I said, I drilled her. The shot was not part of the problem in this video. Now what I'd like to point out is when the deer, when I got so hyped about the deer being on camera, last time I looked at the viewfinder, in relation to where the deer was sitting, or where the deer was standing when I shot, I thought the deer was standing more right here when I shot in the viewfinder. Obviously it was over here. Now the reason I put that shot so far forward, and which I'll show you on the target, I put the shot a little forward. I put it about right here, is because when I stopped the deer, I was so tunnel visioned on the deer that I wasn't paying attention to these vines coming off this tree. The vines coming off that tree, one of them come right down here where I like to shoot. Come right through there. It'd probably be easier to see if I show you with a pin. It come right through here, the vine did. So, that being said, I had to put the arrow a little bit further forward, and she was kind of quartering me standing a little bit. I was standing a little bit over more to the right, so I put it in through here, which is a lot further forward than I like. So I'll go ahead and show you on the target where I put it. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So yeah, when I shot, obviously this target's facing the opposite way of which the deer was standing, but you'll get the picture. I shot and I was aiming about right here. She dropped about an inch, inch and a half, and it ended up hitting about right up here, somewhere in this general area. Well, when the arrow exited, on the other side, it probably come out about right there. So it was a good shot all around. I'm very happy with it. But you can see where my target's worn out. This is where I usually preach to shoot, because you know, if I'm aiming here and I pull a little bit left, I got a wide range that I can miss. And if I pull a little bit right, I still have a lot more play that I can miss up and down, same thing. So I like taking the air out of the lungs. I don't really like aiming for just a straight heart shot. I know like a lot of guys do, but I found that for me, they die a lot quicker if I just shoot them straight through the lungs. So that's what I try to do every time. And yeah, that's how that happened. And when it comes to the blood tracking part of the video, I'll show y'all that here in a minute. Like I said, you know, I did a bad job filming it. It went from blood, 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 no blood, you know. I should have filmed more throughout the tracking job so you could have seen it better, so I wouldn't have to explain this part. But here we are. So I'm gonna stop this video and get on to the next one of the blood tracking job. Alright, yes, I had to change sides of the table. The computer started dying, so I had to get it plugged up. When it comes to the blood tracking part, the deer, she run out of there, and what you couldn't see is the direction she runs. She runs straight into a big old pine thicket, and me and my dad were on our hands and knees a lot of the way crawling, trying to track this deer. And I think there's a time or two in there, if you pay close attention, I had to get on my knees to kind of walk through all the stuff to get onto the next spot. But what happened was we ended up running into, she ran right next to this huge pine tree in the middle of it. And there was one spot of blood there. And there's 4 or 5 deer trails all around it. And we kind of took a breather out there for a few minutes. And we walked up and down each one of those trails, and we made circles all throughout this track job, because we knew the deer had to be dead somewhere close, or so we thought. And it ended up being that we think that she was somehow still alive. I don't know how she was alive, but I think she was still somehow alive. And they were running not only from us, but from the hogs. When I was making one of my circles, I ran into a group of hogs and ran back to get the pistol and try to go kill one of them real quick. Didn't work out. But yeah, we think we were tracking a live deer, and like I said in the video, she had a long time to die. So what I took from this is I'm gonna start giving the deer a lot more time to die, even if it's a perfect shot, as long as it's not too hot outside. But here in the next couple months, it should be fine. Start giving them a lot more time to die. Go get lunch, you know, go just hang out for a little bit before I even go look for them, and should help a little bit with that situation. Last thing I want to make a point on is this will be a very easy video for you to get judgmental on. If you're a hunter, you have been your whole life like me, you've had this happen. You celebrated too early. especially when the shot was perfect. And that's what I'm gonna preach right now, is even if the shot's perfect, that don't mean every time that the deer's coming out. As you saw, which if you have a tracking dog and you just got the perfect scenario, then you'll probably find the deer 9 times out of 10. But we didn't, and it really sucked. So but if you're a hunter, you've had this happen, so think about that before you go commenting and judging the situation here. We spent a long time tracking this deer, and there's only so much we can do. If you haven't had it happen, then I promise you one day you will, and you'll think back and you'll remember me saying this. So just take that into consideration whenever you start thinking we didn't put enough effort into finding this deer, because I promise you we did. That being said, once again, this is not the way that I wanted this video to end, but I can't really go down from here. So the next video, hopefully all comes together well, and I get that redemption, I guess you can say. But that'll do it for this episode. I'll see y'all on the next one.